My name is Mrs. Howard. I'm a kindergarten teacher at Powell Elementary School. I'm so glad that you boys and girls have joined me for KCS Summer at Home. If this video is too hard to understand, 1, turn on closed captions. 2, adjust the speed of the video. 3, pause and watch again. 4, pause and discuss with someone in your home. Our learning today will be practicing the digraph TH, decoding words with the digraph TH, reading our sight words, read, listen, talk, and write about the text. Today in our care lesson, we are going to learn about a consonant digraph. A consonant digraph is 2 letters that come together to make one sound. So today our consonant digraph are the 2 letters TH. And when they come together, they make a certain sound. Our consonant digraph today actually has 2 different sounds that it can make. The first sound that it can make is the sound. If you look at the picture of the boy up here, he has his tongue stuck out, just a little bit protruding in front of his 2 front teeth. And to make that sound, you're going to push air through there because it is an unvoiced sound. Let's try it. Good job. And our key picture is thermometer. Can you say thermometer? Very good. The second sound that TH represents is the th sound. And that sound is a voiced sound. And we've talked about voice sounds before. And if it's a voice sound, you can take your hand, put it on your neck, and you can feel your voice box kind of move in there or vibrate. So I want you to say the voiced th sound. Ready? Go. Th. Very good. The position of your mouth is still the same as you make the unvoiced sound. Now the voice sound keyword is feather. Can you say feather? Very good. Now that we've practiced our consonant digraph sound, we are going to practice reading our words or decoding our words. And I want you to notice that in every one of these words, we have that consonant digraph, TH, that comes together to make that one sound. It can either make the sound, like thermometer, or it can make the sound, like feather. Let's look at this first word. Can you find the vowel? The vowel is I. What sound does I make? I. Put your finger or follow my cursor on the first letter, and let's decode. Ready? Read. W, if, w, if, with. Very good. Think about that word with. I hear the consonant digraph at the end of my word. Is that voiced or unvoiced? Listen. If, with. That's right. It's unvoiced, just like the keyword thermometer. Thermometer. Good. Let's look at the next word. What's my vowel? O. What sound does it make? Ah. Let's read. K, ul, ah, k, uloth. Cloth. Great job. I also noticed that my consonant digraph is at the end of this word, TH, which stands for the unvoiced sound in cloth. Good. My next word, I already noticed that my consonant digraph is at the beginning of the word. I bet that you saw that also. Let's find our vowel. The vowel is E. What sound does it make? Eh. Let's read. V, M, V, M, them. Very good. And this consonant digraph, is the sound stand for the unvoiced sound like thermometer, or does this stand for the voice sound like feather? That's right. It stands for the voice sound like feather. Them. Great job. Let's look at the next one. Find your vowel. What's the vowel? What sound does it make? Eh. Good. And let's begin to read. V, N, V, N, then. Great job. And I bet you noticed or you heard that that consonant digraph, TH, made the V sound, that voiced sound. Now I want you to repeat after me. With, cloth, them, then. Good job. And I want you to remember, I want you to look at the letters in this word, with, and I want you to think about the phonemes or the sounds that are in that word, with. Remembering that the consonant digraph, TH, makes only one sound. Let's sound it out. W, I, with. How many sounds are phonemes? Very good. 3 of them. Great job. Now we're going to practice our sight words. I'm going to say the word. You're going to repeat after me. Then we're going to spell the word together. And then we're going to say the word again. Let's look at this first word. This first word is said. What is the word? Said. Good. Let's say the letters in the word said. S-A-I-D, said. Great reading. This next word is was. What is the word? Was. Let's spell the word. W-A-S, was. Great work. Let's look at the next word. This word is what. What is this word? What? Spell the word. W-H-A-T, what. Great job. Now let's read them quickly. Repeat after me. Said, was, what. Great job practicing those sight words. Well, boys and girls, we're going to go ahead and do a warm-up speed drill with those sight words, what, said, and was, that we just practiced reading. And then we're also going to see some other sight words in here that we should also know as well. This is going to help warm our reading brains up so we can get ready to read a couple of sentences. We're going to read this 2 times. Follow my cursor. Ready, read. What, see, read, we, was, said, go, what, said, we, what, see, said, was, go. Good job. We're going to read it one more time and let's see if we can go a little bit faster this time. Ready? Read. What, see, read, we, was, said, go, what, said, we, what, see, said, was, go. Good job, boys and girls. I can tell that you are ready now to read some of these sentences that we have here on the screen. And I want you to notice as well that in some of these words, there's the new consonant digraph that we practiced and reviewed today. And that consonant digraph is TH. Remember, it can make the unvoiced sound like thermometer. It can also stand for the voice sound like th in feather. All right, we're going to read these two sentences. I want you to follow my cursor. Ready, read. I will go with them. Let's read it one more time. I will go with them. Do you notice those consonant digraphs? Them and with. Great job. Let's come down to the next sentence. I already noticed that consonant digraph. Let's ready, read. N. Then we will see the big red fox. Great job. Now let's read it all together one more time, a little bit faster. I will go with them. Then we will see the big red fox. I will go with who? Them. And what will we see? That's right, the fox. And what words or adjectives describe the fox? Big and red. Good reading, boys and girls. Today in our unit of study, we will be learning how people and things travel. And we're also going to be talking about going places in our reading unit. Our essential question is, how do people and things get from here to there? Look at this big word right here on the screen. It's a really long word. This word is transportation. Say that with me. Transportation. You might have heard that word before. Maybe so. Well, that word means moving people or things from here to there. Do you see transportation in that picture? What about that picture? I notice that I see a semi-truck, and I know that a semi-truck can move people or things from here to there. Today, before I read with you our story, we're going to read and review some vocabulary words that you will need to know. The first word is ferry boat. And a ferry boat is a boat used to carry people, cars, or other things across the river or the lake. Our next word is plane. A plane carries people high in the sky. Our last word is jetway, and it is a walk-through where people walk that connects the airport to the airplane. So I want you to be listening for those words today. Today our learning goal will be listen closely to talk and write about some different ways that characters travel. You will know and show your learning by talking about the text and writing about the text. So remember, boys and girls, that we're going to be thinking about the characters and how they travel, what types of transportation that they use to get somewhere. Today, we're just going to read part of our story for activity 1. And then when you join me next week, you will listen to the rest of our story in activity 2. The title of our story is Max Takes the Train. It's written by Rosemary Wells and it's illustrated by Jody Wheeler. I remember that the author writes the words to the story. And I also remember that the illustrator illustrates the pictures in the story. I'm looking at the front cover. Do you see anything on the front cover that you know? I do too. I see a train. And I remember that a train is a type of transportation. I also see a bunny. That has clothes on. And it looks like it's carrying a bag. Well, this story genre is an animal fantasy story, boys and girls. And this is a story that is fiction. It is made up, okay? Because animals in the story act like and talk like real people do. All right, so let's remember we're reading to find out what kinds of transportation that our characters use today in our story. Let's get our listening ears on and ready to listen and learn. Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream ran a special on their double chocolate ice cream wham burger with coconut curls and red sprinkles. Max wanted one. No, Max, said Max's sister Ruby. Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream is too far away. But Uncle Bunny said, let's go. So I already have learned some things in our story. The author has told me the characters' names. We have Uncle Bunny, we have Max, and we have Ruby. And I know that the setting in the beginning of the story, they are in the house. And I know that because I see a table. And I know that the time of day for our setting is in the morning because I see some cereal and some eggs and some toast. I want you to look at this part of the illustration and where Max is pointing to. I bet that's the double chocolate ice cream wham burger that Max wants so bad. Now, why does Max's sister say, no, Max, that he couldn't have the double chocolate ice cream wham burger? That's right, because she said that it was too far away. But what did Uncle Bunny say? Oh, he said, let's go. Let's see what happens next. Max put his junior citizen transport pass around his neck, and they went out and waited for the bus at the bus stop sign. So I noticed in the illustration that this is a picture of Max and it has his name. And so he has a special pass to get on different kinds of transportation. A big red bus came along. Put, put, put went the bus. I also noticed that there's a sign up here in the illustration that shows where you need to be at if you want to get on the bus. Is a bus a kind of transportation? That's right, it is. And it sounds like it's the first type of transportation that Max and Uncle Bunny get on to go to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream. The bus went into the city center, but it did not pass Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream. Oh no. So did the bus make it to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream? No, the author tells me that it went in the city, and the illustration also shows me all the tall buildings in the city and the stoplights and all of the animals and even other types of transportation. Let's see what happens next. Max and Uncle Bunny got off the bus. Where to? Asked Uncle Bunny. Max saw the sign for the Blue Comet Express. They went up the escalator and boarded the Blue Comet. Look up here at another sign in the illustration. The author says that it is the Blue Comet Express. But what kind of transportation is that? That's right, boys and girls, a train. And look at underneath the train. What do you see a picture of? That's right, the double chocolate Whamburger, ice cream Whamburger. Wow. So they went up the escalator and boarded the Blue Comet. Who is they referring to? Great job, Uncle Bunny and Max. Great reading. Let's turn the page and keep reading. Choo, 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 went the Blue Comet. The train passed houses and farms, but it did not go to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream. So did the train make it to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream? No. Where did the train take them to? That's right. The author said it passed houses and farms. And I can also see that in the illustrations. So thinking back, first, Uncle Bunny and Max took what type of transportation to get to Zeke's? That's right. First, they took the bus. Next, what did they take? The Blue Comet Express, right? The train. Did the train get them to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream? No. Let's keep reading to see some other types of transportation. Max and Uncle Bunny hopped off the train. Max spotted a sign for the ferry boat. They boarded the ferry boat. Do you see Max in the illustration? He's pointing to the ferry boat sign. I also see a picture of the double chocolate ice cream Whamburger. Do you remember what a ferry boat is and how a ferry boat travels? That's right, by water. Chugga, 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 chugga went the ferry boat. The ferry boat crossed the lake, but it did not go to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. Again, another form of transportation did not take them to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream. And what kind of transportation did we learn about here? That's right, the ferry boat. Well, let's see what happens next. On the other side of the lake was a sign for Arrow Zoom. Max and Uncle Bunny followed the arrows down the jetway. They took seats on the plane. They fastened their seatbelts and made sure their tray tables were in the upright position. Coffee, tea, or milk? Asked the flight attendant. So what type of transportation did Uncle Bunny and Max take now? That's right, the airplane. And we also see this sign here in the illustration. And I noticed that Uncle Bunny is sitting in the seat and Max is behind him. And I noticed that this person here is serving them and asking them, do they want coffee, tea, or milk, is what the author's words say. Well, this person's job is called a flight attendant. And this person serves people on the plane. Max did not want coffee, tea, or milk. He wanted the chocolate Whamburger. Zoom, zoom, zoom went the plane. Do you think that the plane will take them to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream? Well, the next time that we read together, we will finish our story and maybe we will find out what kind of transportation gets Uncle Bunny and Max to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream. So let's review today all the different kinds of transportation that we read about with Uncle Bunny and Max. And remember that our essential question was, how do people get from here to there? Can you remember the first type of transportation that Uncle Bunny and Max take? That's right, boys and girls, the big red bus. What did they get on next? That's right, the Blue Comet Express. And it took them to do you remember? That's right, to the houses and the farm. What did they get on next after the Blue Comet Express? Very good. The ferry boat. Did the ferry boat take them to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream? No, it took them across the lake, didn't it? Do you remember what we read about last? That's right, boys and girls, the airplane. The airplane is where Uncle Bunny and Max are on right now, hoping to get to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream. And next week in our activity 2, we will finish reading our story, Max Takes the Train, so we can find out how they travel to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream. Today, thinking back, I have a writing task for you to do, and I want you to think about all the ways that Max and Uncle Bunny have traveled so far in the story. We just reviewed them on our concept map. I want you to draw, label, and write about at least one way that they traveled. Remember to write 1 or 2 good sentences using our 5-star rubric and label your picture. Make sure your sentence starts with a capital letter. You have punctuation at the end of your sentence. Use your finger spaces between your words. Use your best handwriting and make sure that your sentence makes sense. Once you do that writing task, I also have another challenge for you. It's our extended task or our challenge task. And I want you to think about which way is your favorite way that Max and Uncle Bunny have traveled so far in the story, and why? So I want you to think about your opinion, okay? And remember, an opinion tells you how you feel about something. And so I want you to think about, well, what was your favorite way that Max and Uncle Bunny have traveled so far in the story? And then tell me why. And then think about other types of transportation that they might use next, they being Uncle Bunny and Max in our story. Make sure to write 1 or 2 sentences, use the 5-star rubric, and label your picture. So let's review what we've practiced today. During our care lesson, we practiced our consonant digraph, TH, and it can stand for 2 different sounds. The first sound being a unvoiced sound, like thermometer. TH can also stand for the voiced sound, like feather. We also practiced our sight words, said, was, and what. And then we started writing, or we read about Max Takes the Train. And we were thinking today about ways that the characters took to get to Zeke's Palace of Ice Cream, or the ways that they traveled there. Boys and girls, thank you so much for joining me today at KCS Summer at Home. And I cannot wait to see you next week for activity 2. Remember today that all of the handouts can be found under the Student Resource tab on the Knox County Schools website. Thank you and have a great week.